useful one in this regard. Now, the 5 S's, is this an idea that you've had introduced to you on an earlier module, or is this something that's maybe new to you? Okay, so the 5 S's, put simply,
It's new. It's new.
this is another way of configuring your objectives. So, this is not mandatory for your interim assignments, but if you did use it and if you used it effectively, you could potentially take your objectives further than they might have gone otherwise. Okay, so this model is broadly used in relation to things like digital marketing. As you can see, Chaffee and Smith played a role in developing this. I have my own doubts about this particular module, which I'll explain as we go through. Though I do certainly acknowledge that it has a significant degree of use and usability. Okay, so certainly we are not forgetting the SMART model. However your objectives are composed, we want them to be SMART objectives. However, this model effectively reflects 5 things that are typically considered in relation to most digital marketing campaigns. Okay, so for example, the first S in the mix here is to sell. One of your objectives could be all about how you intend to change the sales rates of the company that you are representing. The second S within this model relates to speak. This is how you engage with your target audiences. Okay, what dialogue have you created with them? How participative is that engagement? Is it a two-way dialogue, or are you just kind of broadcasting to them in a very uninteractive way? You have the serve element. Now, this can consider digital marketing, or this can consider other elements of operability, as with our save option that's coming up next. So in terms of serving, how are we able to communicate value to our audiences? That is what this one is all about. Okay, so for example, if I am selling mortgages, can I create a cost calculator that will allow people to work out what their monthly repayments would be before they sign up for the for the mortgage, therefore adding customer value that is likely to improve sentiment, engagement, and lots of other metrics besides. We have the S that relates to savings. Again, this could relate to your digital marketing activities, or it could relate to your company operations. So, what are you going to look to do to save costs? Maybe you're going to engage in paid advertising for an amount of time, but then limit the amount of time that you are spending on that. Maybe you are going to use a free tool for audience analysis, let's say, rather than a paid tool for audience analysis. Maybe you're going to use Google Analytics rather than Adobe Analytics in terms of analyzing website-related behaviors, because one is free and one is not free. Okay. And then lastly, this is where my real problem comes in with this particular model. You have sizzle. Okay. So, sizzle, we've mentioned extending your brand online here. That is part of what this metric is about. More directly, this is about what is unique about your digital marketing approach that will get you noticed. Okay, this is all about creating buzz by doing something a little bit different. So, these are your 5 S's. My advice would be, think about whether your campaign includes elements of this nature. Okay, are you going to be talking about things like these, or are some of these less relevant towards your particular approach? If you think most or all of these things are going to be represented within your plan, then what you can do is look to layer over the 5S model with the SMART model and have 5 SMART objectives. The first SMART objective is all about how you're going to sell to your audience. The second SMART objective is all about how you're going to speak to your audience, and so on and so forth. Okay, so again, not mandatory. It would demonstrate to me synthesis, this idea that you can take academic models and put them together to form something greater than the sort of extent of their parts, let's say. But not every strategy would lend itself to this particular approach. So we're just going to watch a very short video on the 5S model.